Welcome back, folks. It's Tuesday, June 6, 2023, which is D-Day. Allied forces landed on the beaches of Normandy 79 years ago today. Let's talk about the status of a woman on death row, the Pro Athlete of the Year, the last of the legislative session, and the cost of playing cops and robbers. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. The first Mobile County woman ever sent to Alabama's death row won't have her case reviewed by the U.S. Supreme Court, reports AL.com's Ivana Rinkiu. Heather Leavell Keaton's lawyers previously argued in the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals that she didn't have the chance to address the court before she was sentenced back in 2015. Now, that appeal didn't work out, and the latest effort was to argue that in that previous appeals case, that mitigating evidence wasn't properly weighed when she was resentenced. The Supreme Court, however, didn't see fit to hear the case, so Leavell Keaton remains at Julia Tutwiler Prison in Wetumpka, awaiting execution. She was sentenced after a court found that she and her boyfriend tortured and killed his 2 children in 2010. Well, he's from Texas, and he finished his college career in Oklahoma, but Jalen Hurts is the Alabama Sports Writers Association's Pro Athlete of the Year, reports AL.com's Mark Inhabitant. Now, that speaks to his becoming a household name in the state before transferring from the University of Alabama to the University of Oklahoma, and just how awesome this year's been for him. Hurts was the runner-up for the NFL MVP award. He took the Philadelphia Eagles to Super Bowl 57, and the ink is now drying on his 5-year contract extension worth $255 million. You know we can't get away without running down some of what might happen on Goat Hill today. It's the final day of the Alabama legislative session, and there are a number of measures that could get final approval from lawmakers based on some AL.com and Alabama Daily News reports. Now, yesterday we mentioned the bill that would make it illegal in most cases to deliver or fill out an absentee ballot for someone else. There's also a measure that would restrict access to vaping products for those under 21. And there's a second effort on an issue we talked about early on that would make it illegal to be in contact with your cell phone when you're driving. Now, that expands the texting and driving ban to not even being able to touch the device. On the schools front, there's still a bill that could come up in the Senate that would allow certain students to use state-funded education savings accounts on private school. Well, who among us played cops and robbers as a child? Has anyone ever done a study on how life turned out for the kids who always chose to be the robbers? That's what I want to know. Well, there are probably very few facts to support my suspicions there, but there are facts to support this. Once you reach a certain age, the law does not want us to pretend to be cops anymore. AL.com's William Thornton reports that a man is in the Limestone County Detention Center after authorities say he impersonated a peace officer in Limestone, Madison, and Jackson County, Alabama, and Lincoln County, Tennessee. Authorities say the 18-year-old applied to be a corrections officer last week, stole blue lights from a Madison County Career Tech law enforcement vehicle, put the blue lights on his own 2008 Toyota Solera, and started pulling people over. They said that he confessed during an interview. Thanks for listening. Hey, if you haven't yet signed up for the Down in Alabama newsletter, I just wanted you to know it exists. We've redesigned it. It has a lot of what we cover here with links to more on these stories if you want to go a little deeper, plus other little features and links to similar stories from around the state. You can get to it through the menu on the AL.com homepage, or pretty much any story on the site over the past month that has Ike Morgan in the byline. Mostly, I just love to see you back here again tomorrow. Until then, y'all come check us out on the internet at AL.com.